But then he also came here to chant japa as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I love that it comes together in such a practical way that he's a devotee and, he walks over here from Akura Ghat and he sits down under the tree and then he just chants Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
I mean, I think maybe I could do that someday. I could go sit down and just chant Hare Krishna and listen to the sound vibration. And that's the approachable part. Yes, it's so esoteric that our acharyas, like we discussed the other day, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, wait, hold on, keep that way up there. You stay here, down here, boy. Just be careful. And worship it way high up. But down here, what do I do? Well, something that's so utterly esoteric at the same time, but it's all waiting to come out according to our receptivity. If we are Trinadapi Sinichena, we become humble, we actually really go out of our way to avoid making any offenses in our lives to any living being. And we're really careful about understanding what we're doing, and we're reverent. We don't fool around. No more fooling around. Then we're careful. Then actually, somehow, through the power of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we have access to these ideas that are in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita through the chanting of Hare Krishna. It's completely approachable, isn't it? Or the Lord's completely approachable through his names. So Prabhupada brought us all here to Vrindavan. Practically brought the whole world to Vrindavan. When we first came here, you couldn't catch a rickshaw back to... No one would drive us. Besides, all they had was bicycle rickshaws back in those days. But the Krishna Balaram Mandir was considered to be Timbuktu. And if there was a way in which you wanted to go from Loi Bazaar or from down here at the Jamuna back up there, we don't want to drive you, it's too far. They wouldn't catch a ride back in any case. But now, everywhere, people are packing in here. Srila Prabhupada made this world campaign to bring what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced here at Imlital. He had a marathon to print the Chaitanya Charitamrita and make sure that it went out. And then when they asked him how many copies, it was in the millions. In fact, it set world records. The amount of literature Prabhupada printed, it still set world records. There were trains so full of paper and books, transporting his books by trainload, that still it hasn't been equaled in any other book. Even the Back to Godhead magazine was being distributed in the millions, sometimes per month, millions. So this is the oceanic desire of pure devotee, is to imbibe what the previous acharyas have said, to humbly approach it and try to respect it. But then to become so enlivened by it that because it's so compelling, to try to codify it in such a way that everybody in the world can take advantage of it. All these things, it's a confluence, it's all going on at one time. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, the beauty of the Hare Krishna movement is, it's the most aesthetically perfect, and the philosophy is so high-minded, but it's available through a Hare Krishna festival. It's available through going on a street corner and chanting Hare Krishna. Yada baso pyutyan kavalita bhava dvanta vibhavo drisham tatvandanam apitishiti pranayanim. If somebody just hears the Hare Krishna mantra from those whose intention is to follow the previous acharyas, and there it's on a street corner somewhere, they're going to get hit by that nectar, and something's going to happen in their mind and their heart, and they're going to change. So the idea Prabhupada had was to bring us all here, and he hoped that we would get some of that. And once you get it, it's hard to get out of your system. if we come to Imlital and you just see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sitting there looking at the Jamuna, and then you just get a little dust from this place, and you feel, uh-oh, this is nice. It's nicer than anything else. It's that drink. And then if you can get that drink, then you want to make lots of it, like Vishnu Prabhu does. He's famous for cooking quantity, huge quantities, and distributing it to people all over the world. So here at Imlital, we can remember this place, the confluence of everything that we have. It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going deeply within his internal purpose for coming here, and it's the accessible path that's given to us by our acharyas and by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just sit down. Don't worry about anything. Just sit down and chant Hare Krishna. Everything's going to be all right. And you'll discover the mysteries of the spiritual world just through this one mantra, if you just still the mind a little bit and stay there for a while. And now I'd like to ask my dear godbrother Vishnu Prabhu to give us some of his heartfelt nectar. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
That was so great. That was really wonderful. I hesitate to speak because it was so good. I'll try to follow. Agati ega katimnat va hunatara kashadakam Sri Chaitanya likitesa prema bhakti vedanyata. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that for those of us who have no goal, Lord Chaitanya is the only goal. Is the only, because he's giving prema bhakti, love of God. From the early days of the Hare Krishna movement, when Srila Prabhupada came back from, he had a stroke in 1967, and then came to India to recuperate. Right from the beginning, he wanted to have an American house. He took sannyas. Where do you want to go? Vrindavana, yeah. And he got a little misdirected, kind of, sort of, and then he made a second attempt, but finally, after he went to South India and did a good deal of preaching for, all throughout South India, then he made it through Jharkhand forest to come to Vrindavan. So he was paving the way for future generations and paving the way for Srila Prabhupada and his disciples to come here. For their upliftment, for our upliftment and purification. Yasyatma buddhi kunapetri dhatuke. You know the verse, right? Svadhi kalatradishu bhoma ijadi yatirta buddhi salilena karhachit janyesha abhigirshu saeva gokara. And not just to visit the places, but to hear from the saintly persons who are speaking there. That goes right to the heart. Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya would be so pleased about what you're doing. Thank you.
I'm sorry to make an expedited schedule, but we could walk to Radha Damodar in 5 minutes from here. Yes? She needs to make an announcement. Well, I don't know if I'm going to help or hurt this, but I would like to leave now and go to Radha Damodar because I'd like to go to Radha Damodar with you. I have a meeting I'm supposed to be at 10 o'clock. It's 10 minutes to 10. I'm going to be late for my meeting. But I would like to go to Radha Damodar and be there and at least circumambulate temple, Vishnu Prabhu can do what we usually do if it's available, the hallway to sit and sing the Shat Goswami Ashtakam, and he can speak there. I'm going to have to vamonos after we get there. I'll have to cello out of there. And but that's what my thought was. But I'd like to hear what Shraddha Devi Dasi has to say about that idea.
So we'll have to use the headset. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. How is it so far? Okay, very good. Quick announcement. It's a 2-minute walk to Radha Damodar. And Janeshwar Prabhu is going to be in the lead. The Kirtan team, if you can follow and be behind, because rest of us are all going to follow the Kirtan team. Walk all the way there to Radha Damodar. We'll finish the katha there. We'll walk back and come here to Imlital. From here, the Totos are going to take us to Anand Krishna Van. Okay, that's the plan. Suryakund Prabhu will be at the rear end of the procession. Thank you so much. Stay together, everybody.
Sit down. Sit down. I'm not sure if we have a chance to buy the beverage.
Just like to end with a prayer. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you so desire, please give us the appreciating capacity
Let's put this mic.
to taste the nectar of participating in your Sankirtan movement by hearing chanting and distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. Thank you for considering our requests. Om Tat Sat. Everyone who agrees with this prayer in whole or in part, please unmute and say Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.